Hey Mark, are you ready to record the show?
Hey buddy, get in here. It's Saturday morning. We gotta talk toys. It's Saturday morning. We gotta talk toys.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning, good morning. I wish it was Saturday morning, man. Wouldn't that be great if it was Saturday morning right now while we're recording?
I would love that.
That would be good. As it is, by the magic of the internet here, we're actually recording on Wednesday night.
That's right.
It's hump day. Hump day!
Don't tune out, though. This is still a great show. Just because it's pre-recorded, Curtis, it's still going to be a lot of good content, a lot of hijinks, a lot of handsome, look at that face, It's going to be a great show. It's going to be a banger. Come on.
I'm hearing some things, guys. I'm hearing that when you guys figure out that it's pre-recorded, you tune out. I don't like that. I don't like that.
That's not happening.
Listen, we love doing this show so much. It is a weekly reset for Greg and I. We have to do it. It's for us. And the fact that you guys are invited and you come and hang out, that just means the world to us. And we got to do it whether it's pre-recorded or live. But I hope, except for one weekend in August, because you're traveling, right?
Right.
We are back on a all Saturday, all live schedule.
Absolutely.
For a very long while. So,
you're going to wish we would leave.
Yes. You're going to be like, can these guys hush? Right. But as it is, yep, we're doing pre-recorded because, again, I will be out of town. By the time you are watching this, I should probably have just left, and we're on the road to Atlanta to go listen to the Swell season. My wife and I saw Mumford & Sons last weekend. Fantastic.
Show.
Probably the best concert I've ever been to in my entire life. It's the third time
the other day.
Third time we've seen them.
Mm-hmm. And what makes it the best?
Okay. So the first time that we saw Mumford & Sons in concert is going to be hard to beat. We saw them at a music festival. I forgot what it's called, but it's on the beach in Gulf Shores, Alabama. And I forgot what it was called, but it was like 3 days of music. And they had, everybody was there from like 21 Pilots to Weezer.
Love Weezer.
There was a lot of big shows. Each day had their big closer. I forgot who was the closer Friday night. Saturday night, the closer was 21 Pilots, and it was in the middle of like a raging, like tropical storm, like wind was coming in sideways. They literally turned the power off on the concert, mid-concert.
Wow.
We all had to like run to our cars. It was just crazy. And then Sunday night, the big closer was Mumford & Sons. And that concert's going to be hard to beat because it was our first time, but also Marcus Mumford, if you don't know, the lead singer, also he plays like every instrument. Like he could play guitar and banjo and like piano and drums, and he drums a lot. And he finished their set drumming, and he picked up the stick and his sticks and he threw them into the crowd. And I was fortunate enough to get one. And so while the girls up front were like clamoring and trying to knock each other over to get a stick, my wife included, she was in that scrum trying to fight her way for a stick. I tapped her on the shoulder with the stick and I was like, got it for you. And then I immediately had a guy offer me $50 for it. And I'm like, get out of my face. Like, you don't know how much my wife would murder me with this stick to go be
right.
Marcus
She put it in your eye.
So we have that. So we actually have that. in a frame with a photograph that I took that night of him actually playing with the stick. So you can see him actually holding it there. It was wrapped with black electrical tape. We have that. So that was a very special time. The second
That's
time we
awesome.
saw them was in Atlanta, and it was the Gentlemen of the Road concert a few years later. It was inside a big, huge arena. But we were really far away. They were really tiny. So that was a good concert, but it was also a little different. This time, it was incredible. First of all, we were outside at the Ameris Amphitheater. I don't know if you've ever been there or if anybody watching has ever been there, but it's a big amphitheater outside. We got there about 6 o'clock. Doors opened. The show opened at 7 with an opening act who it was a folk singer who sang for like 45 minutes, and then they went on an hour break. Mumford and Sons came on at 9, and they left at 11. They put on a solid 2-hour show nonstop. It was incredible. It was only really hot the first hour. After that, it was completely fine. But what made it the best is the song choice. The song choices were just incredible. Like almost every single song we would want them to sing of our favorite songs, they sang just about every single one of them. The way they ended the show was amazing. But really what stood out to me was the cinematography and the camera work. They had the venue itself puts on.
Mm-hmm.
So their camera work on stage and how it was being beamed and shown in the big screens around the stadium. And we were actually fairly close to the stage. We had really good seats. It was just fantastic. They render a lot of filters on the footage in real time, and the way they're cutting and editing it all together, like all seamlessly in real time, is just incredible. Like I was blown away at like the filters and the special effects they were able to do on screen while they were filming it. And it was just, dude, it was fantastic. And they sort of ended the concert, on a high note, and we kind of thought that was it. We have seen them a couple times before, so we know that they do encores, and they didn't play like 4 of their biggest songs, and they came out and they ended the show with those 4 big songs. And so it was just, man, dude, it was just fantastic. And seeing my wife go completely insane because she loves Mumford and Sons. I love them too. They're fantastic, but
Great band.
It's kind of like if she and I went to go see Eminem, like I would be losing my mind because I know all the words and I'm singing all the songs, and then she'd be like, "Hey, he's having a good time."
Right. Absolutely.
That's about what it'd be like.
Yeah, for sure.
Good times though. It was great. And then today I'm on my way to go see the Swell Season, who again is another one of her favorite bands, Glenn Hansard, and the lady he plays piano with. I don't know her name. But what about you, man? How's your week been?
Week has been good. Yeah, just busy, but not bad at all.
All right, man.
Forward to this show.
Well, good. We've got a packed one. We're going to be unboxing a fairly large Super 7 delivery that each of us got today. Dang. So that was topical.
Fresh. Piping hot.
And something that I didn't even know existed a week ago. I'm going to be honest with you. This came out of nowhere for me. I wasn't expecting this. So, Curtis, stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss it. And then we're going to talk. Our big double down is going to be Fantastic Four. And just like with Superman, first half is we're going to kind of talk about the toys too, because between Greg and I, we have the whole wave. Look at that. Somebody's surfing in right now. And so we're going to be talking about the toys. We're going to do a non-spoilery kind of talk at the very beginning, and then we'll make sure that we're very clear for the spoilery talk. Right. And then if you don't want to hear the spoilers, you can check out because we're going to spoil the crap out of it. But let's get into it. It's a packed show. No chat tonight. That's going to be sad. So hopefully I'll set this up as a premiere. I'll be driving when this premieres. So Greg, if you're available, please pop in the chat and say hey to everybody for me. But let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Where's old Charlie?
After these messages, we'll be right back.
All right, we got some good commercials for you guys today. Gonna get started off with this one right here.
Now Tex-Hex attacks with a new kind of evil.
Brave Star. My Skullwalker will stop you flat, Brave Star.
Skullwalker 3030 Brave Star and Tex-Hex Zone 7.
3030 can stand.
That's a two-legged horse.
A transform Skullwalker and attack from the air. Use your blaster cannon to stop him, 3030. You're grounded, Tex-X. I'll get you for this.
Skullwalker and 3030 from the world of Bravestar. Other action figures sold separately. New from Bravestar.
I had a lot of stuff from Bravestar, but I did not have the Skullwalker. That's something I never had. I never got my hands on it.
Looks like cool toys. I never had them, but I always thought that they were cool. I love Western.
They were pretty large. I want to say they were top in 7 inches.
Yeah, that's a big figure. It's like Centurion.
Yeah.
Centurions were big.
Yeah.
Too.
Well, I say I remember them being big. I also remember the Centurions being really big, and everybody keeps saying, "Oh, they weren't that big. Like they're not as big as you remember." But in my memory, I remember them being fairly large.
They're pretty decent size.
Yeah, I had Bravestar and that bad guy. I also had 3030. I also had like a little squat, little short, fat little bad guy that had a horse. He didn't have a horse and buggy. He just came with a buggy that had a lot of weapons in it. I had that. I had that little thing, but I didn't have the Skullwalker. That's pretty dope. Here we go. Number 2.
You can imagine a Rock Lord world where the forces of good and evil are fighting to survive, each sold separately.
Rock Lords, rocks that come alive. Rock Lords, fighting to survive, living rocks with strength and might.
I don't remember the Rock Lords with the little fuzzy hair.
Rock Lords, rock vehicles, rock
Who is that,
gnarlies,
Michael
and
Knight?
Rockosaurs, each sold separately.
Michael Knight back there?
I don't know who that is.
Look at this guy. He's got the Steve Jobs black turtleneck on
Rock
before
Lord
Apple
world
was
where the
even
forces
like
of
really,
good and
before
evil
people
are
knew who
fighting
Steve
to
Jobs
survive,
was.
each sold separately.
That's Michael Knight, I think.
I call into question who thought that a rock would be something good that like a good, it was kind of like the movie Big where they had a robot that turned into a building, and it's like why a rock? I had a Rock Lord and my dad threw it away. He thought it was a rock.
Hey, did he think it was a rock? Yeah, I would have loved to have been in that board meeting when they're like, "Hey, look, Hasbro's killing us with the Transformers. They got robots turn into trucks, cars, and airplanes, and a gun, and a cassette player, and a boombox,
like, Mark, what
and
do you
a
got?
microscope." And
What's your idea, Mark?
Rocks? What if they transformed into rocks?
Rocks.
Somebody said that's a fantastic idea, Ricky. You're getting a raise.
What failed? What idea didn't make it?
Handful of dirt. No.
Dirt.
Handful of
dog
toothpaste.
Food.
No.
Yeah. Rocks.
An edible hot dog. Nope. Can't do that.
Can't do it. It's
crazy.
I don't know. It astounds me.
I'm actually, this is our 60th episode today.
Congrats
and I'm kind of
us.
surprised that I know, congrats to us. I'm actually kind of surprised that in 60 episodes, and we didn't used to do commercials at the very beginning of our show. I actually don't remember when we started doing the commercials. I don't remember what number, but we haven't done them for 60 shows. But I can't believe in all of our shows of doing commercials that I've never once featured this toy brand. Not once. Not once. And I'm changing that today.
The Legoland Alien Moonstalker. You can walk the stalker through craters full of rocks, then build a galactic ship, just like on the box. There's a base to track comets, a rig for mining ore, one for exploring planets where we've never been before. When you're reaching for the stars, there's always something new. Awesome space creations from Legoland and you. You can collect 19 space sets, each sold separately. The Alien Moonstalker is part of the Legoland Space Collection and has hundreds of bricks for building from Lego Systems.
It's incredible,
I can't
man.
believe we've never had any Lego.
I've never done a Lego commercial on here, and I saw that in a compilation of like 80s kids commercials. And I was like, I have never once pulled a Lego commercial. I forgot they had 80s toy commercials for Lego, and they did. I didn't know they all, I don't know if they all feature a Dr. Seuss rhyme the way that one did, but
who knew? Yeah, Legos are awesome. I don't collect them now, but every once in a while I'll see a set and I'm like, ooh, I want that. Like there's a Land Rover, I think Defender.
Yeah.
And, there's like a Porsche. There's some nice, those are like expensive. The Batmobile.
Yeah,
I saw
the big Technic sets.
Batman 66 Batmobile. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want that. But,
I have a few. So I'm looking at 3 sets that I have on my desk, all of which my wife bought me. But I am very excited for their Game Boy, their NES replica
I
Game
saw
Boy that's
that.
getting
Yeah,
ready to
you
come
showed
out.
that. That's pretty
It
cool.
is incredible. It's
But it
going to be
doesn't work, though, right?
$59.99. No, but it has 2 game cartridges that you can build, Mario and I believe Legend of Zelda.
Mhm.
And it has different lenticular screens that you can put in, and so when you put it in and you turn it, it looks like the graphics
That's
are
fun.
moving.
Yeah.
And it looks incredible. So like when you do it, like, you know, you kind of move it around, it
And
looks
it's the
real. It looks like
classic.
it's actually
The classic
Yeah.
boy. Yeah.
I think it's the same dimensions and size as like a classic
Remember they
Game
had
Boy.
the
It looks
screen,
incredible.
like a magnifying screen that you could buy and put
Yep.
in front, so it was like bigger.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yep. I will tell you that I bought the very first Game Boy when it came out with my own money because I've always been an artist. I was drawing even from like when I was a little kid. I just never stopped, and I was in middle school. I was in middle school when that came out, the Game Boy. I think it was $89.99, and I think it came with Mario or it came with Tetris. I can't remember. And I had won the Martin Luther King poster contest in my school. Had the #1 poster in my school, and my prize was a $100 check. And I had my parents cash it, and we went to Toys R Us, and I bought the Game Boy.
I love that, man. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
But also at that dinner, I did not know what powdered half and half was, and I opened it up and I sprinkled it on my steak dinner. I didn't know what it was. It kind of ruined my steak. My dad's like, "Why'd you do that?" And I go, "I didn't know what it was."
Ate it.
She said, "I'd eat it anyway,
She would
Daddy."
ate it. Right.
Does she have a voice? Do you have a voice for her that you talk in? Like when you think of what she's saying?
Yes. It's, "Hey, Daddy, let me have some of that burger, Daddy."
Oh, she's like, "Don't use my voice. Don't use my voice."
Yeah, that's sacred. But yeah, it's kind of a Daddy. Like it's always with Daddy. "Hey, Daddy."
Yeah.
Babies. So she probably doesn't like it. But oh well.
All right, let's see what we got here. Get back to the design. Where's my design?
Enjoy some of the show.
All right. Well, hey, you know what? Let's see if you, Nova, if you can help Daddy name that tune. You know, something told me last week, don't use the one that you've pulled for our last pre-recorded, because something told me, I was like, what if I stumped Andy with a pre-recorded episode and I'm not there to witness it in the chat in person? And you know what, guys? We stumped Andy. We stumped him. He didn't know what it was. Now, I thought for sure he was going to know what it was because we had literally just talked. Yeah, we had literally just talked about Conan the week before. And I thought, man, he's going to nail it. He's going to get it. All right, Andy.
Not for sure.
I tell you what, if I stump him again with this one and it's pre-recorded, I'm going to be very upset. Be very upset. All right.
Got this one. He's got this one. But didn't I say last week, though, that he's not going to know it? Didn't I call the shot?
You called it.
There's no way. I was right.
Called it.
It doesn't happen very often.
Nova is thinking about life choices.
Right.
Okay, here we go. Nova, help out Daddy and see if you can help him figure out what this cartoon is.
I'm ruined. My career is over because of this 3-act turkey with intermissions. Something's missing. Something big. Something super fantastic.
Super fantastic.
But what? Broadway magic's got actors like a real Broadway show.
Actors.
Oh, I can't think with all that music. Music, that's it. Of course, I am the genius everybody says I am. Hello out there. Help, please, help. Friend, that music. Help, I need help. Whoa. Yes, it's what I've been missing. All along, I've been doing a musical without music. But now I'm saved! Yes! I'm a success!
A success.
All right, buddy. You got any guesses?
Oh man, I'm gonna say. At first, I was thinking Amazing Spider-Man, but now I'm gonna say Inspector Gadget.
Inspector Gadget. Man, I wish I could get you with an Inspector Gadget one. That would be good. I'll go ahead and give you a clue while the chat is thinking and talking amongst themselves. I wouldn't get this. There's no way.
I don't think I've ever seen this episode. I would think that I would remember watching it, but I don't think I've ever seen it.
And until it went on, I would have guessed. I mean, I'm not guessing because I know what it is because I cut it together. But if I had been shown this clip, my first thought would have been G.I. Joe because I remembered the Viper episode. Do you remember that episode of G.I. Joe where there was a window wiper who was coming to town and he had a radio commercial that's like, I am the Viper and the Viper is coming to town.
I don't
like
remember
everybody
that.
got scared and like they were like G.I. Joe like goes on high alert because they think some Viper is coming to town because of Cobra, but it turned out to be just a window wiper.
Just a window wiper.
Yeah. All right. If anybody in the chat guessed this, then you guessed correctly. Nova, you were no help. Not a single help, Nova.
What?
That intro, when I first listened to it, was like, this is pretty bad. And then the second time I listened to it, I was like, it's not so bad. And then I was like, that's actually pretty catchy.
The animation in that opening is really, really good.
Like a ton of 80s cartoon intros. I'm sure that was like some Japanese animation company because it looks incredible.
Yes. I remember occasionally watching Jim, but I would always ask myself, why am I watching this for?
Yeah.
Because there's no lasers, there's no machine guns, no nunchucks. And I'm not being sexist. It was just there was no reason, there was nothing really that drew me to watch it. But I
don't think I ever watched it.
You never watched it?
I don't think I ever saw it in a single
kind
episode
of
of it.
Off channel. It was channel 53. And I don't know. I mean, I would catch it, but it didn't really, I mean, there was no impression. I'm like, I got to go get a Jim doll.
Right. Yeah.
Not really.
All right. Well, let's get into it. I hope that stumped the chat. If
I think
not,
it stumped.
what do you think? Do you think it stumped Andy?
Yeah, we're gonna have to start betting. Like, did it stump Andy? I think it stumped Andy. I think he. I don't think anyone in the chat. In fact, hold on. In fact, I am so confident that I will send an action figure to someone that did, of my choice, of course. It'll be a good one, but I say that no one picked it. If someone picked it, I will send an action figure to that person.
Wow. My goodness. That is quite the follow through. All right. Confident. All right. Well, let's get into our wish list.
Let's do it.
I'm kind of excited about this week's wish list because I rarely find pages like this. And that is a page that has a little bit of everything.
Wow. I want it all.
There is just a little bit of everything going on here in this.
One.
Dude, I'm loving it. So, yes, I do realize that there are some things here that have been featured in other wish lists or, books before, like Centurions and Masters of the Universe and Thundercats and Mask and G.I. Joe, but never together have all these things been together, which might change what we circle.
True.
So, all right, man, jump in here. What
So
jumps out at you like first? If you could, you're circling, let's say 5 things. What are you circling?
well, first off, real quick, I was thinking today how I had these toy guns and I loved these guns. They were like motorized, kind of, they had sounds and lights. And I was like, that was so much fun. And now I'm looking down at this Mac 11, which in California is kind of like a gangster machine gun. I'd never seen that before, but it was, the guns were fun because you kind of got in adventures. You know, I made a little holster with for my laser guns, and I would go out and venture and imagination. So those,
it's kind of hard to explain to people nowadays unless we're talking to people that are our age. There was, I know this is gonna sound so stupid. I know it is, because it sounds stupid in my brain when I'm thinking it. There was an innocence to playing with guns in the 80s like this.
Because I wasn't like shooting people. I was I was just, like adventuring, or it was an alien or something. It wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna shoot that guy, I'm gonna shoot. No, it wasn't that at all. Like, I had no kind of ill will towards, people.
We watched cartoons like G.I. Joe and Transformers where the good guys would blast the bad guys with laser guns or whatever, but it never entered into my mind to use a gun to harm anybody ever. Like, it never entered my mind.
Yeah, I was
it just wasn't something that I ever thought about. Like, I would get them like a toy machine. I had tons of toy machine guns, and I would play in the woods, and I was in a jungle, or I would go like, after I remember seeing like Rambo, like one of the very first like Rambo movies. I don't think I saw First Blood, but like maybe Rambo 2 and Rambo 3 for sure. Like, I would go out in the woods and try to like take a little knife and like whittle traps and stuff and like set up like, if I found a rope, hang it up. I'm making some sort of like rope trap.
Man, I'm
digging like a little trench across the pathway and then laying the rope down and like covering it up with dirt. And I'm running through the jungle, with my machine gun. Like,
so
there was just an innocence to it.
Yes. Yeah. It didn't translate to like do harm. I think it was just adventure. You know what I mean? Like, I thought of Star Wars. That was like my first kind of adventure movie. And I had a lightsaber, and I would go out and I would like practice moves and stuff with my lightsaber.
In case one day you get the call, you gotta be ready.
You never know. Anyways, sorry about that. I digress, but that was
it's something that
I was thinking about it today.
I never bought my kids toy guns. My oldest son is 14, where I'm even talking about like as long as 10 years ago, I would not have bought him like a toy gun to play with. But when I grew up, we had tons of them.
Yeah,
there was nothing.
We had cap guns with caps and
it's just we live in a different world, man. Different time. So you're thinking that Mac 11, the motorized automatic cap machine gun.
I really like. I've always loved Robotech. Never had anything from Robotech, so I would get the Robotech miniature. I would get the Thunder Tank. Never had that. Either. I never had any vehicles. I only had Lionel and Panthro. So I would definitely get the Thunder Tank. The Cat Slayer, that's got to be like a cheaper version, right? $12.97. Is that right? Is that the original only Cat Slayer?
No, that says 2-inch figures not included. Oh, so that's a miniature one. Those are 2-inch figures.
That can't be right. Yeah. So I'm so Thunder Tank, the Robotech. I would get the Rhino, which was like something I always wanted. And then
we just talked about that.
The Raven also was like the cool. My friend had it. It was the
we talked about that recently too. Yeah, I had that.
Coolest thing, man. And
I think you got one more.
I would say laser tag. I always thought the laser tag, like that would be fun to go in the neighborhood with your friends and like play laser tag together. I always thought that would be fun. So I would pick that too.
All right, I'm gonna go playset heavy here.
What you got here?
I'm gonna go number one. I'm jumping on that Karate Kid Attack
I
Alley
knew you would,
playset.
man. I knew you would.
We featured that in one of our commercials, and that thing was fantastic, man. I never had that as a kid, and that commercial, like, it brought back memories of those toys. I would definitely get that.
I could see a little Mark holding that, man.
Man, I'm gonna go with that wrestling steel cage match, and yeah, and a 3-pack of those. Yeah, man. I see. Do I see Ultimate Warrior in the ring? He was my favorite wrestler when I was a kid.
Ultimate Warrior, maybe.
Ultimate Warrior was my favorite, and then Randy Macho Man, Randy Savage.
I love the Hogan.
Listen, brother. I'm gonna snap you like a Slim Jim. Ooh, yeah.
Taste the excitement.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna go with Mumra's.
That's pretty rad, dude. I never knew that existed.
Lair. I never had that. What's it called? Mumra's Tomb Fortress. I never had that.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
That's 3 for me. Yeah, man, I'm gonna go with that Thunder Tank too. That's 4. And then you know what? And it's been a minute since I've played with the Mask Volcano vehicle, so I think I'm gonna jump on that too. So
there you go. There you go.
But man, I'd be most excited. Like, if I could only have one thing on this page, it would most definitely be that Karate Kid Attack playset. Like,
really, I think the Raven for me. I think the Raven, because it was. I mean, that thing was like 2.
Yeah, it was big. It was really big.
The plane on top of the plane. Come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah, a little escape plane, man. That was the best. I played with that thing more than I played with the Raven itself.
That thing was sweet. I want that now.
Yeah, I know, right? Man, I may have to. That Karate Kid figures might be next on my list.
Yeah, you need.
I might have to track that down. I bet that place that's expensive. I bet it is. I bet. I'll have to look it up.
Not flagged.
All right.
Expensive.
Well, we got a lot of pickups to get through. Let's get through it.
Let's hit it.
All right, man. You want to kick us off?
Sure. My good buddy Fernando, out of the kindness of his heart, sent me Mr. Terrific.
Dude, that's incredible.
And he grabbed it because he knew I loved Mr. Terrific in the movie. And then he threw in a Jean Grey. So,
wow.
My buddy Nando, he was a very generous man. Thanks,
that's
Nando.
Incredible. Appreciate
it, man.
My favorite of all of my pickups this week is kind of out of left field. My friend Scott, who I do the Across the Toyverse podcast with, which episode 4 went up today, by the way. Check it out. We were a week late with all my traveling last week, and he was busy and he was sick and not feeling well. We just really couldn't get it together for last week, so we missed a week. So, but we're back today. He had this. He brought it to a lunch and let me mess around with it, and I fell in love instantly. And that is the SH Figure Arts Jackie Chan, Inspector Chan from Police Story.
I gotta see that. I've never seen it.
The movie?
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. We talk about it in the new episode. But here is the figure itself, and that likeness is just insane. It is so good. He's got multiple faces. Here he is laughing. So we have a laughing Jackie Chan. We have a "Ooh, you just stepped on my foot," Jackie Chan. And then we have an angry, like, "I'm gonna go get you," Jackie Chan face. And then here he's kind of just has like a little neutral face. But the whole thing is like this jumpsuit, and like it's got like this piece right here is like kind of soft and rubbery, so he can like, I mean, he can really get in some crazy like poses.
Holy crap. Wow.
I don't know why I we kind of talk about this a lot on the podcast, because this was what I opened on the podcast and we talked about it. I don't know why SH Figure Arts didn't just do this as like a fully soft goods like jumpsuit and just put any kind of articulation underneath it. I think SH Figure Arts looked at this and said, how can we make all of those plastic joints? I think it was a challenge. But one of the things that's kind of neat, and I've seen some people not do this in reviews, and I wanted to show it off. If you push the arms up like that, right, and then you push them back down, they say, oh, look at this nasty gap you get right here, and I don't like that. Well, that shoulder is still in there. You got to pull that shoulder part back down. And when you pull the shoulder part back down, it fills in that gap. So I've seen a lot of people, like, they don't mess around with it enough, and they kind of push them up in there, and they're like, I don't like these big gaps on the arms. And I'm like, well, okay, there's a thing. You got to pull the shoulders back down. And when you do that, it fills in.
Looks like a lot.
It is super fun. This comes like he only wears this outfit in the very beginning of the movie. The first like 15 minutes, he's in a raid. He's a cop, and they're raiding like this this group of like really small houses for drugs, and he on foot chases a double-decker bus and then runs down a hill, and he jumps on the bus, and it's one of his most famous stunts where he uses an umbrella, which he comes with, by the way. It's in the box. He uses an umbrella to jump onto a moving bus, and then he fights in the bus and then gets the guys off the bus. And this is from that scene. That's why he's in that jumpsuit. We have another Jackie Chan coming next year, early 26, from like a third-party company from his Legend of the Drunken Master 2 movie. It looks really good. Soft goods, 1/12 scale. But I can't stop playing with this guy. Like, he is just so much fun. He's going to be my travel toy that I take with me.
Dude's a legend, man.
He's a legend. I've been watching a lot of Jackie Chan movies since picking that figure up, and I think I've got 4 or 5 under my belt, and I can't stop. I just find more and more to watch.
Nice. I got this in a trade yesterday from my friend Gibson. Gibson, yeah.
Now, is this your second one? Because you already had your all in, right? Did you get an all in or
no? I got odds and ends. I got I got singles, which they broke in half for some reason. So I got all the knights on the first shipment, and then I got the skeletons on the second shipment. But I didn't order him for some reason, and I regretted it. So his soft goods are amazing. He's got a hole in his chest with the soft right there. Wow.
There's no doubt a skeleton lady broke his heart, ripped his heart out.
You know that. He's got a beard.
He's brokenhearted.
I mean,
he let himself go afterwards. Oh yeah, that was one I was not gonna miss. Like, I'll skip a night before I miss a skeleton in armor. Like, this is not happening.
Yeah, but super cool. So thanks to Kevin for that.
That's cool, man. That's really good. I dig that. I did get this on this is actually the only figure that I bought last week on my trip to Atlanta. I did find the Masters of the Universe Origins sketchbook Cyclone. Now, what this is from, I mean, just look at that artwork. Artwork's beautiful.
So cool.
That's the Cyclone we know, yellow and blue, right? I got him right up there. I put all my He-Man figures away, but I can't see my camera, but he's somewhere up there. I kept him out because I love Cyclone. He's one of my favorite characters because he looks so cosmic. He just looks like he doesn't fit in He-Man at all. But apparently this was his original design.
I like
when they first designed him. And so they made that figure.
Cool.
I think this is the 3rd sketchbook. Is that right? They did a 2-pack with like Grizzlor and Hordak. I can't remember if they did one before. So they haven't done many of them.
Brian Carr would know for sure.
But he does come with a regular Cyclone head, which you can, I'm assuming, can pop off and pop on the other Cyclone back there. I haven't opened him up to play with him, but this was my only figure pickup last week.
I know. I was
on my trip.
I'm like, you only got one figure in your trip?
Hey, you know what? We're gonna pause. We're gonna pause right here, real quick. Let's pause for a second. I wasn't, I didn't even think whether or not I was going to talk about this, but it has upset me so much that I am definitely going to talk about it. This is a rare occasion where you guys are going to see me get fired up about something.
Here we go.
So I would ask the Cabal where was a really good place to go and buy Mythic Legions in the Atlanta area. And everybody kept saying, well, you want to go to, you definitely go over and check out the guys over at Ginger Kid Collectibles. I wanted to so bad, but they are an hour and a half outside of Atlanta. I couldn't make it over there in any kind of time. The only time I would have had to go over there was Sunday. They're closed on Sunday. I did reach out to, I forgot the guy's name, the dad. I did reach out to him and ask him, where are some other places that are like within the city? Not many. And so Snowy reached out to me, and Snowy was like, "Hey, you got to go check out Charlie's Collectibles show, Ginger Kid Collectibles, blah 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 blah." So on the way out of town on Sunday, we went through Stone Mountain on our way home, and we went to Charlie's Collectibles show. Now, I don't know if you guys know this guy or not. I have no idea, but there's a gentleman there, and you know what? I'm gonna be kind. I'm not even gonna call out his name. But there's a gentleman there that has a booth, a permanent booth at Charlie's Collectibles show. And he's just to the right as you go in past the mural, and he's a painter. And, you know, he was the only booth there that was selling mythics. He had a very small mythic and cosmic selection. And I wanted to buy, he had not Bishop.
Deacon.
Was Bishop the horse? Deacon. They had Deacon.
Deacon is Gideon's horse, right?
Yes, they had. No, it was it. Whichever one is for Gideon's horse. I forget. Is it Deacon? Okay, maybe it is.
I think it's
maybe
Deacon.
Bishop's in the. I don't know. I have no idea.
I get them mixed up. I could be wrong.
You know what? I think I have them on my desktop.
Bishop is the new one.
Deacon is the new one. Bishop is the old one.
Okay, so Bishop is Gideon's
So
horse.
it's Bishop. Yeah, Miss
Okay.
Bishop is Gideon's horse. He had that. It's the
beautiful
only figure that I don't have from the Necro Wave. And I was like, I want to buy that. How much for it? And he goes, $120. And I go, are you for real? Like it didn't my filter did not kick in quick enough. And typically it does. My filter typically catches when something is about to fall out of my mouth and says, don't say that. But it didn't. It didn't fire off. I hit him back with, for real? And like, that's exactly how I answered it.
Wait, what?
What you talking about, Willis? I'm like, that's an $80 figure.
Right.
And he goes, it's 120 because I painted the prototype. And I was like, in my mind, see, my filter kicked in because it was like, oops, I'm sorry. I let that one slip out. Then my filter kicked in and I wanted to say, well, you didn't paint this one.
Right.
So why? That doesn't make any sense. I don't get to go sell my comic book and go, hey, my comic book should be $5, but it's $10 because I drew it. Well, of course I drew it. It's my book, right?
Right.
Anyway. And I was like, you painted the prototype? And he goes, yeah. I paint a lot of prototypes for Horseman and Savage Crucible and a few other companies. And I was like, cool. Have a nice day. Turns out my boy is a flat out liar. Because I asked Jeremy. I figured out his name and I asked Jeremy point blank. I was like, does this dude paint? Because this sounds like some BS. And Jeremy's like, no, that guy does not paint for us. And then I asked some friends over at Savage Crucible. I was like, does this guy paint for you? Because it's possible. I don't know. And they were like, no, of course not. So my boy's a liar. So here's the thing. Here's the thing, man. When you see your own people, right? Because he's a big dude and he had on the t-shirt and the cargo shorts and the flip-flops. When you see, and when you see your own people, don't lie to your own people, man.
Right.
Because see, we know what's going on. We know what's up. Like, you ain't got to impress me, man.
We lost the sale. We lost the sale.
Like, here's the thing. And look, I even tried to meet him. I said, look, I'll give you 90. Because I was like, if I buy him on Big Bad Toy Store, it's gonna be 85. Then I'm gonna be shipping. Like, it's $4. I'm like, I'm $90 in. I'll give you 90. And he's like, I could do 100 cash. He's like, I can't go any lower. And I go, I can't do $20 more. And at that point, I didn't even want to because, see, he lied to me. Right. And so, anybody wants to know his name, hit me up. I'll tell you what his name is because I don't mind drama, but I'm not going to say it on here. But, man, I was like, come on, guy.
Not cool.
You ain't got to do that. Anyway, rant over. What's your next pickup?
Painted it. If he actually painted that, like if it was a custom, then he could name whatever price he wanted to. But
well, I mean, he's not a retailer. Okay, so he's not an actual Four Horsemen retailer. He just bought some figures and he had them for sale. He could charge whatever he wants. It doesn't matter to me. That's totally fine. If he wants to, have a figure, that he paid 80 for and he wants to make a profit, that's his right. We live in a capitalist society, but
he told a tale.
Unfortunately,
he told a tale.
I don't know, man. It just it hit me wrong. Like, part of me, like the shit stirrer in me, wants to message him on IG and be like, Why you got to do that?
Sir,
But then
that was
other
a
part of
huge
me is like,
embellishment, sir. You told a fallacy. That was not accurate at all.
the reason I'm not going to call him out by name on here is because I know there are some people in the chat that follow him on Instagram.
Okay.
Some of my friends included, so I'm not going to, but homeboy be lying. Anyway, okay, I did Cyclone. You go.
Okay.
What do you got?
This is slightly related to what we're opening today, but I got the Astral Lino, which I didn't get the Cat Slayer. I wanted it, but I knew I didn't have the room for it. But I was really bummed because Astral Lino was one of the Kickstarter, what's it called?
It was one of the crowdfunding
Unlocks.
tiers. I think it was the last tier, and it never got unlocked.
Never got unlocked. And the figure looked awesome. I was excited. Walmart dropped the bomb, and they had them on there, but I think the shipping was expensive. I don't know. It was like 70 something. Anyways, so I got it off Super 7. Super 7 gave me free shipping, and I like Super 7. I don't hate Super 7. I love Super 7. So happy to pick this up.
We're Super 7 fans here, but we recognize all of the faults. Yeah, they're there. I think they recognize them too. The good thing is you got that figure and did not have to get 2 Brian Carr sized boxes.
Yes.
Because as we know, the Cat Slayer comes in 2 boxes and they are equal to 1 Brian Carr.
And there's no no Astral Lino in there either. So
hey, you didn't have to buy a Cat Slayer to get it.
Did he buy one? I don't know if he picked one up or not.
I don't know if he got let us know in the chat in the future, Brian. But I know he got the Cat Slayer. You know he got the Cat Slayer. You slept near it.
It's stunning. Yeah.
You slept inside of it.
I did. Yeah. We were at the table. We had a meal at the Cat Slayer table.
Yeah. And, it's life size.
Yeah, it's life size for sure.
That's cool that you showed that off. I'll go ahead and move into my Super 7 pickups for the week as well. Man, I had been pushing these 2 releases off because other things kept jumping in the way. And then I started seeing them sell out at locations. I was like, I better get on it. And then Curtis showed off this figure. And not this one, the next one. Showed off how beautiful they were. And that is the Vac Metal
need to get
Silver
those.
Hawks.
I don't have those yet.
Are they selling here?
I see they're selling out, man.
They're still in stock at Big Bad Toy Store. Where I got these, but other locations were selling out. I think Super 7 is sold out on their location on their site. I think they were sold out at Entertainment Earth. If I'm not mistaken. I did see these on my trip. There was a location that did have it was one of the comic book stores we went in had these, but they had them for $74.99. I'm like, you guys are insane. There's no way I would pay that. I mean, I hate that I'm having to pay $64.99.
Right.
When I pre-ordered them, they were $54.99. It's just how it is. I ain't paying $20 more.
Heck no. I don't care who painted the prototype.
Exactly. Jive Turkey,
man, all day long. So this was a Amazon exclusive. The Madame Max.
Oh, I didn't know what that was. I was trying to figure it out from the back. Okay.
Well,
now I know what it is.
I can show the other side, but where Amazon just
what?
And I'm not the only one. Apparently, they just dropped these
apparently
off people's front yards or front doors. And
didn't Brian's come like that too?
Yes.
And his Law and Order from G.I. Joe.
So yeah, it's a beautiful. Beautiful sticker. I can't really see anything other on there, but yeah.
Who does this, man?
Thanks, Amazon. Too cheap for
somebody's like, it's already in a box. I'm gonna save the company some money. Like they need to save money.
Lame. Yeah, he spent how much was his wedding? It's like 60 million.
Can't put a box in a box,
bro.
This was the figure that that Curtis showed off. He said you just cannot appreciate the color until you see it in person. And now I understand what he's talking about, and that is the Vac Metal Bluegrass is a gorgeous.
That's his favorite character, I believe.
Mine is still Will. So
yeah.
Actually, I think Curtis isn't his favorite character Copper Kid. I think it's Copper.
Oh,
Kid.
Maybe it's Copper Kid. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Curtis.
That's all right. He's fine.
That's okay.
He's all good.
Okay. Been a fan of this character since I was a small, younger, maybe not smaller, but younger.
I was never smaller. I was just
I was
younger.
gonna say I take that back. I rescind that. But Grindel has always been a huge, been a great fan of that. Mark's a fan of the other Grindel. I like this Grindel, but
we got our bases covered.
But I. So this finally came out. Executive Collectibles, Loose Collector Grindel. I think Rob Zamora got it. He said the articulation is not what he wants it to be, but I'm a vanilla poser. I don't need to like do any crazy like de-amazing poses. So as long as he can hold his little fork thing and be awesome, I'm happy. I don't need anything extra. So
there you go.
Excited to have that.
I do have one more Super 7. Well, actually, I have two, but my other Super 7 pickup
I got 4 more.
Is going to be our unboxing.
I had a meaty week.
Yeah, me too. I went ahead and got this because it seems like every company these days is putting out a Conan figure, and this was one that I wanted. They just came out, and I got to have this kind of representation. But check this out. I got the Super 7.
Oh,
the old classic Conan.
Before.
He was solicited along with the other Cosmic Barbarian guy. I can't remember his name. There's the back art. Looks incredible, but this is the old comic Conan.
Wow.
Yeah,
how old is that?
It just came out.
Oh, did it?
It was just released last week or the week before. Like I would say it's been out in the last month. I don't want to say it's like last 2 weeks, but maybe the last 3 or 4 weeks it just came out. And this is somebody in the chat is running me over the coals because I can't remember. There was a second. There were 2 Super 7 solicited them both together. It was Conan and the other guy. And I can't remember the other guy. I don't think he's from. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's like a cosmic.
I remember when those went on sale or went on pre-order, and I passed. And I
had canceled my Kazar pre-order, and I was like, well, I'll go ahead and ship him with my other Super 7. I had a lot of Super 7 this week.
Super 7's great company.
Hey, their shipping is turning around. Boy, you place an order.
Lightning. The things that we pre-ordered, Mark and I
mine shipped. Go ahead.
Yeah, the day I ordered it, it was on the way.
Yeah, mine shipped the same day I pre-ordered it. I got the tracking number the same day. I don't know if they literally put it in the mail, but there was a label created the same day.
And we're far. Like you're Florida, I'm Michigan, and this is like in California. So
and let's see, we both got them today, so we got them on the same day.
Right.
I got mine around lunchtime. You got yours around 4:30, right?
4-ish, yeah, 4:30.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
4-ish o'clock.
So this is my first. I'm not a big Transformers guy. I loved them as a kid, and I still like them, but it's not something I need to own. Brian Carr has an amazing Transformer collection, and I know Andy's a big Transformer guy too. Anyway, so there's this new company that makes these, and
you got a Blakey's.
I had to pick up this Soundwave. I'm like, you know what? I'm doing it, and they're not very expensive, so I do love my Soundwave and Jetfire are like my favorite Transformers. So I had to pull the trigger on this guy.
Soundwave is my favorite Transformer of all time.
I
love anytime you watch Curtis's travel toy videos, he always calls those Blakey's because he always has to check with Blake to see if Blake
he said that the other day, and I was like, is that what they're called? I didn't even think about that he was being funny.
Yeah, he calls them Blakey's because Recon Rage, man, he loves those things.
And he was on the show. It was my live show, and
man,
I've got one more pickup. After you.
Oh, okay. So leading up to going to take my kids to see the new Jurassic World movie Rebirth, we watched all of the Jurassic Park films with our family. It was good to go back through and watch them all. It gave me a newfound appreciation for all of those films, both the new and the old. And I was like, man, I really need a Velociraptor like in my collection. So a local friend helped me get one of the small Velociraptors from the Hammond collection. But the more, and I looked at, all the dinosaurs that are available, I kept coming back to Creative Beast Studios, who always comes to all of these cons, all these toy cons that we go to. And they specialize in very like scientifically accurate dinosaurs. And so, as we've now come to learn, science has now shown that velociraptors, for the most part, most species of velociraptors were more bird-like. They had feathers. And so that's why all of their velociraptors are bird-like and they have feathers. And so I tried to figure out which one I wanted to get. And I picked out one that I really love the coloring on, called the Lineraptor, exquisitus. I'm going to get that name wrong, but that is the scientific name for it. And this is it. This is what it looks like. This is 1/12 scale. I believe this is 1/12 scale. But yeah, this is, so I love the coloring on this. I don't know if you can, let's see, maybe you can see the coloring there a little bit better.
Yeah, that is sweet.
They really don't know like what the coloration of these birds would look like. So in their raptor series, you can see how many raptors they've put out here: 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 raptors they've put out, I think. Each one of the raptors is, the painter would choose a real life bird, and it would like a modern day bird, and it would model the paint on the modern day bird so whatever velociraptor, they would model it on a real bird. And so if you haven't checked out, I don't know the guy's name who does the Creative Beast Studios reviews for his own company. Like, he's the big buff guy, wears a big chain around his neck and has a mohawk. That dude has the most energy. He's the most fun. He is the most positive. I don't know. He works for the company, but he's not one of the head guys. But he does all of the reviews for them. He works for them. He's the one that runs the booths when they take it to toy shows. And that dude is so freaking like enthusiastic, and nobody loves dinosaurs on this planet as much as that guy does. And when you watch one of his reviews, he'll tell you which bird the painter used to model the design after, and it's just incredible. I don't know.
Company. Very cool.
You know what? And who I blame this on, really? I was like, I'm going to blame it on Heinrich, because Heinrich sold me one of his black like saber-toothed tigers from that company.
I remember that.
And it's exquisite. Like, it's just a fantastic piece to mix in with your Mythics or your, Savage Crucible, or, your whoever the other Conan company, the Rosetta Girls stuff. Right. Like,
Heinrich does enable. He does enable.
Yeah. So I kind of blame that on Heinrich, because they were the first person I was like, well, if I'm going to get a raptor, might as well get a scientifically accurate.
Have you seen that dragon that they
did? My God, that thing's incredible.
Stunning.
Yeah.
Stunning.
Yeah.
Stunning.
Yeah. I've seen it live in shows, and it's even, yeah. I mean, I remember, like, there's been 2 shows where I've walked away going, like, am I about to buy a $250 purple mythological creature? Like, it's
beautiful.
This thing looks incredible.
I know Blake has it. I'm not sure who else has it, but I know Blake has it, and he says it's amazing. So
I bet. Yeah.
Last pickup, I got it today also. Check out Mark's reviews for these figures, the Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four.
Heinrich has the thing for me. I don't have the thing yet, but I was just looking at these. Their head sculpts are insane. Like, Hasbro has really.
Yeah. I was going to show mine off later, but yeah, that's Sue.
Oh, sorry.
She's beautiful. Yeah, she's beautiful.
Yeah,
she's absolutely beautiful. I mean, it looks just like Vanessa Kirby.
Look at that. I mean,
that looks just like Mando.
Insane. Yeah, isn't that strange? So yeah, that was my last pickup.
I have 4 more, but they're all from the same toy line and toy company, so I'll just blow through them pretty quickly.
Sure.
They're all Star Wars Black Series. As it is with being a Star Wars Black Series collector, you'll go 6 months with no figures, and then all of a sudden, bam, you get like 20, and then it's feast or famine. Here is Cal Kestis and the Turgle and Scuba Stav 2-pack. I love these games. The Jedi Survivor games are fantastic.
Yeah,
I love Cal Kestis as a Jedi.
Yes.
Turgle, I don't know why we made this, but Scuba Stev is actually really funny. He's a little bitty scuba diver that has a little scuba skiff, and when you find him in the world, he just shows up randomly. And when you find him, he will dive down into the water, and he'll pull some little, trinket out and give it to you.
I haven't never played it.
It's pretty funny, but look at that. They call that a front porch Jedi. Check that out.
Oh yeah, look at that, man.
Look at that.
Got the Tennessee top hat.
Man, that he's got like you can almost smell the tobacco.
Got the
dripping
handle
down
on
his
it.
shirt. Let's see here. Another character to go along with that is from the Jedi Survivor is the Night Sister Marin. I got her.
Nice.
So she's pretty
What's
dope.
that thing? What is that next? What is that?
It's like a energy discharge that she can. Yeah. It would be really good if she had like a force wielding hand, but as you can tell, looks like she's got 2 trigger fingers. Thanks, Hasbro.
Thanks, Hasbro.
Everybody shoots a gun. And then these two, you can't have one without the other. It's the peanut and the butter. It's the ham and the burger. It is Han and Chewie.
Yeah, those two I just ordered.
Yeah.
Elemental crafting just enabled me on those.
These are the new ones with the new head sculpts.
How's that Harrison head sculpt? It looks good here. Does it look good in person?
Yeah, it looks pretty dope. And they're getting much closer. They got the squinty eyes and the hair, and then Chewie. They can't screw that up. But yeah, I didn't pick up the Luke and Leia from A New Hope. I need to. I didn't pick them up because I have the SH Figure Arts version, and I kind of feel like, I have the Han and Chewie of SH Figure Arts too. So
I do too. Yeah,
I have no leg to stand on, dude. We've done an hour and have not got to unboxings yet. This is crazy.
And we have the double down too.
And the double down. We gotta blow through this. Okay, let's. You don't have any more pickups?
No.
All right. Let's get into it. Let's get into the unboxing. Look at this big monster. I hope Curtis pre-ordered this thing. Hope Curtis got one of these. This is the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive VAC metal.
I thought about it for like 2 seconds. I'm like, should I? Because I have the original and I haven't opened it yet. But I'm like, this is the one to have.
Look at this. This guy is beefy.
Large and in charge.
Look, that's a Marvel Legends. That's a 6-inch Marvel Legends next to this guy. Can you see that? Look how big that dude is. He's 3 feet tall.
At least.
Yeah, I did not even know this was a thing. I saw them tease.
I didn't either.
Something, Silverhawks related for San Diego Comic-Con, but I was like, oh my goodness.
Oh my.
Sorry, Terrence. Man, I'm gonna sniff on this all night. Clip that.
These odoriferous.
Clip that and send it to Van and Jordan. Very gentle here with all the clippies.
This guy is a beast.
I'm not taking out all the hands. Oh my goodness. Come on, get this out. I hope this guy came with like a cleaning cloth.
He does. Yeah, he's got a clean.
He does. He actually does. I forgot they actually do that. That is rad. Probably not.
This guy is unbelievable.
It's huge. So much to take out. Look at the size of this gun. Look at this. Look, that's a
insane
gun. It's like 1.5 Mr. Fantastics, and he can stretch.
Right?
Look at this ketchup and mustard. Bird. Do you remember what his bird's name was? I don't remember.
I don't.
Sorry, chat. Sorry, chat.
I know.
I don't remember.
Let you guys down. Yeah, I don't have a knife, so I'm going to leave him in the box, and I'm gonna check out. I'm gonna check out what you have to say about it. But visually, on my shelf, this dude's insane. I have the Ramen Toys one, which is a lot smaller, but he has a metallic about.
Oh yeah, right.
But this is just stunning. Like I can see myself in this.
Sky Shadow. I had to look it up.
Sky Shadow.
That's a great name.
It
yeah,
is.
this is
amazing.
You know, the weird thing is he kind of feels lighter than
Does it?
the original one. Yeah. This is gorgeous. My goodness. I might have just opened one of my top 10 figures of the year.
I'm with you. Yeah, that's
I mean, because of the price of this guy, you know, I was like, when I saw it, I was like, I don't need that, but gosh, I'm about to buy it, and I bought it. Like, it was like, I'm like you, I thought about it for like 3 solid seconds, and then hit add to cart.
Yeah,
I was like, I do not need that.
It could sell out. We might never get a chance again.
Curtis, I hope you have this, buddy. Man, I hope you have this.
I'm sure he picked it up.
Okay,
sure.
So you have this one, but you've never opened it, right?
Never opened it. I just because I don't have a display.
Right.
I have all the Silverhawks, but have never opened any other than what's the girl's name?
Steelheart.
Steelheart. She's the only one I've opened.
Yeah, man. I did not even think when they started doing the vac metal versions of the Silverhawks, I was like, I don't know why. It never entered my mind that they would do Monstar. And I never thought about it once.
Yeah, me neither. Did they do his rig, his little flying? So I know they have his throne.
Yes, they did make his vehicle. I'm almost positive they did.
I think they did too.
Yeah.
And did you get Copper Kid's car? I wanted
nor the lady space cop's bike. I don't have any
Magna.
I don't have any of the
I have that bike, but I don't have Copper Kids. And I totally regret that because I've never seen it anywhere. I might have to check eBay. I
kind of think that thing is still in stock some places, isn't it?
Do you? I've never seen it.
I think so. This is incredible.
Yeah, it's a piece. That's a display piece right there.
Absolutely incredible.
It's monstrous.
Yeah, monstrous. Yeah,
and I love that you can pop his head off and put the one that's got the eye.
Yeah,
eye
I just
laser.
was thinking I dropped something on the floor. I didn't know what it was, but it is the eyepiece.
The eye laser. So it slots in that other head.
Sight beyond sight. No, wait,
that's pretty good. Oh, that's Mumra.
That's right. That's Thundercats. What am I talking about? So I use my phone as my camera, and this is now the 3rd time that my phone has rang while I'm recording. Who in the world is trying to call me at this time of night? I don't know who's trying to call me at this time of night. Let me text my wife. If it's not my wife, then I don't care. Because
they want to talk about your car warranty.
If it's my mom, then she will just call my wife. Exactly. All right. No, it's not my wife. Crisis averted. All right. Let's get into our double down because I don't know how much more of that I could pull out. I don't want to pull much more out and change all the hands, but just know that the thing is fire. And apparently Greg can't even get his out of the box.
I'm going to play with it later. Yeah, I keep forgetting to have a knife here, and I don't want to get up.
Yeah, I got you, man. I got you. Plus, it's already been an hour and 8 minutes, man. I thought we would go quick tonight, but we got that longevity. All right, let's double down on the Fantastic Four. All righty, like we did with Superman, we're going to break this up into a non-spoiler and spoiler, like non-spoiler section and then a spoiler section. So we'll let you know before we get into the spoilery stuff. Up front, one of the things we can do is talk about the figures. These figures are really good. I really like these figures.
I can't wait. This Surfer is has some detractors.
What I love about Mr. Fantastic, here I popped off the wrong arm. You can pop off his arms, and he comes with stretchy arms. Well, they don't stretch, but they're bendy arms. But
they're bendy.
Yeah, and they do bend, but if you bend too much, you'll see it starts kind of going back out. Yeah, Reed is great. He doesn't come with any other extendable bits like a torso or his legs or anything. It's literally just the two arms. And the hands don't rotate or anything. If you want the hands to rotate, you kind of have to rotate the entire arm. But he looks great. Johnny's a lot of fun, especially if you get this version of Johnny. Because one of the things I know, I think a lot of people like sort of passed on him. But let me show you one of the fun things you can do. I did a review of this. But one of the things is you can take the extra hands from the Human Torch. He comes with fists and flying hands. And you can put those on Johnny, which I'm going to try to do here fairly quickly. And you can pop the Human Torch's head. I wish you could pop this piece off, the flame, but it's glued on, and I don't want to unglue my figure. Thankfully, they made the neck pegs the same, so you could do this. You can kind of have like a.
Ooh, I like that.
You know, that's not bad. Like that's a fun look to have on your shelf.
Yeah, I think I like that more than I like the flame one. That's nice.
But it's pretty cool. But the flame one is nice too. It's nice translucent red. It's got a beautiful Fantastic Four tampo on the chest.
Yes. Yeah, these figures are amazing.
They're fantastic.
They are fantastic.
I said in each one of my reviews, I don't have Fantastic Four on my shelf anywhere, so these do it for me. I would say of all the likenesses, this is probably the weakest. Out of all of the likenesses, that's probably not the best one, but the rest are fire. Sue, to me, is my favorite figure out of the wave. She is great. I did think this was kind of odd. They give her this because I even mentioned this in the review. Like her invisible shield comes with like little bullet strikes, right?
Right.
And I was like, who's going to be their beloved characters? Who's going to be shooting at them? And I'm like, well, maybe there's a bad guy in the movie that's going to like shoot something at them. Nope.
Doesn't happen.
Hasbro, don't know what you're doing there. And then here is the Thing looking great. Now I will show you a quick little hack that I saw Kit Bash Customs do, which I thought was pretty cool. He's like, if you notice, you can't bend him forward all that well. He's like, but if you do the thing where you turn the torso around and have it facing backwards, the middle part, he gets much further bend.
Okay.
But the texture and the paint is a little different because you'll notice that on the front, he has a bright orange kind of spray, and then that orange stops right there at his shoulder, and there's no paint on the back because Hasbro doesn't paint the back of their figures.
Not spoilery, but I think that they might have another version at some point.
I would love it. I would love and we can get into that too when we get to the spoiler section of if we think Marvel Legends should put out another wave of movie figures, and if so, who would we include? Much like we did with Superman. But how do you want to kick this off, man? Like, what is something non-spoilery that you can say about the Fantastic Four? To kick it off,
I would say the tone. I would say the overall theme. We could talk about that.
Sure.
I think it's very family oriented. That's the main plot, I think, is family and community, unity, fear mongering, stuff like that. So I
pulling together.
There's a lot there. I don't think it was as, because I think Superman had a lot of hidden things or things that were a little bit deeper, or maybe things that James Gunn had on his mind when he made the movie or wrote the movie. This movie is not as much that. It's pretty basic, I think, in that family overall. Family is everything, and I like that message. Unless there's more to it, I don't know. I don't think so. I didn't take it as that, but I just loved the almost the innocence of it, the family, the family unit. There was no like animosity. There was no like drama between, Ben and Johnny. Like they were brothers, like and Reed and Johnny. There's no, oh, let's make it spicy and add this. No, it was basically they were a loving family that all lives together.
Yeah, and I think that really talks or speaks to the cast. I think the cast that they chose is spot on. Any kind of reservations with the casting that I might have had going into the movie,
yes,
the minute you see how they all interact. First of all, I love Eben Moss Baccarat, the guy who plays the Thing.
Yes,
I love him. He was in The Punisher. He was in Andor. He is in The Bear. Like he is like a main character in The Bear who I watch all the time. We literally just binged all of season 3. So I was watching him almost every night leading up to the movie. He is a fantastic actor who I love. But I got to tell you, if you'd have told me pick 100 actors to play Ben Grimm,
right,
he would not have ever been on my radar for that character. No. And I thought he was great. What he brings to the character is like a softness and a gentleness, like a calm kind of nature, which is so funny from a character like the Thing, because you think he's going to be raucous and like destructive,
and he was kind of against that. Like Johnny's like, "What time is it?"
Yeah, that's a fun little thing they kept playing with.
But and they kept zooming in on his eyes, like they did a lot of close-ups with the Thing. And they kind of emoted and showed a lot with his face, and I think that was a lot of the actor for sure.
It was pretty funny because I remember going into it. You were like, "Just watch the Thing's feet, man. His feet are freaky. Why are his feet so freaky?" You know what? I never once looked at his feet. Not once.
Maybe because I was only time at the bottom, and so I was looking up, and I just saw these giant feet, like.
Dude, I don't know. The only time I even noticed his feet at all was when him and Johnny are in the bedroom and they're kind of waiting around for some information, and then somebody else shows up and scares them. That was the only time I was like, "Oh, he's got on shoes. He's got on dress shoes." Like that was it. And I was like, "Oh crap, that's right. Greg told me to watch his feet the whole time. I have not been looking at his feet. Like I haven't looked at his feet once."
Shaquille O'Neal foot.
I think the cast was perfect.
I did too.
Everybody did a great job. I love the way that Pedro Pascal played Reed Richards. He is most definitely like what he brought to. I was going to say he's most definitely the smartest person in the room. Reed is. What he brought to the character was this, like, what you really saw on Reed's face was the pressure and the weight of having to be the smartest person alive. Like you saw the weight of him carrying that throughout the movie.
He, like, we can't spoil it yet, but like he had to make decisions, and so the scientific part was going against the emotional, human man part, and he was kind of at war with it, and it showed. Like he had the range to show that it was not an easy decision that he had to make.
Yeah, I think anybody who just writes Pedro Pascal off as like a pretty boy actor or, like mid or whatever, I don't know, man. Like I watch him, like I can watch him be goofy, and then I can see him in Mando be very stoic, and then I can see him in The Last of Us play Narcos, a very tragic. Too. Yeah,
Narcos, he was great in.
I mean, and then like he has a lot of range and nuance, and he gets to really act in this movie. And then there's Vanessa Kirby, who I knew that there was something. Sure. Really?
No, I wasn't sure at first, but yeah, she, in my mind, was the heart of this movie.
Yeah, she's great. Like when they cast her, I was like, oh, like she's not going to be a throwaway character, because you don't hire somebody like of her caliber to not deliver like she delivers. Talking about the tone of the movie is very fun. It is very much a lived in time that we lived through. It is very much our 1950s, you know, but like a Jetsons version of our 1950s. I was very much surprised how much the movie felt like The Incredibles. Like I've always said, like Disney should give, or Fox or whoever at the time who had the Fantastic Four license, I'm like, they should get Brad Bird to direct a Fantastic Four movie, because he basically did with The Incredibles. Absolutely. This movie feels a lot like watching a live action Incredibles.
Right.
You know, even down to having a baby that you're toting around and trying to figure out how you're going to deal with a baby in the middle of a battle.
Absolutely.
Like even that. It felt like, but the world, the visuals, the look of everything, the design of everything is that retro 50s futuristic.
Which was perfect. I was hoping
so perfect.
That. Yeah, because I grew up with the Fantastic Four, and my first impression of them was that like 69, 68 cartoon.
Right.
And so that was how I kind of knew that, knew the Fantastic Four. So I love them in that era. I think they fit really well, with the family values and stuff. That wholesomeness really fits with that time.
Yeah. And like just the tone of the movie is perfect. So kudos for Marvel, for whoever's decision it was to allow Matt Shakman, who directed it. Now, he's cut his teeth with Marvel before. I think he was the showrunner for WandaVision, if I'm not mistaken, and directed some of those episodes. So he kind of gets that old school era of TV, kind of like in WandaVision. So he was a perfect choice.
Then. He had a big job.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot was riding on this movie for sure.
Right. I kind of, feel like, without getting into spoilers, because maybe you've seen Superman, but maybe you haven't seen Fantastic Four. I kind of feel that the movies are very, very, very similar, both in what you see on screen and what is going on with those studios behind the scenes.
Right.
And that is that DC Studios is looking for a reboot. They're looking to bring one of their biggest characters to the screen again and reintroduce a new version of this iconic character to an audience that is familiar with Superman. And I kind of feel like Marvel is doing the same thing after two box office sort of misfires with Brave New World and Thunderbolts, which I thoroughly enjoyed Thunderbolts, but it just didn't perform. It didn't hit. Those felt like throwaway, disposable films. Marvel had to knock this out of the park because they were like Superman. They're bringing a very iconic family to screen, a reboot in a very iconic time frame, in an idyllic time frame that makes you feel warm and fuzzy and welcoming. And, I just thought, and then tonally, it's a lot the same. We can get into it more when we get to the spoilers, but yeah, they had a big order to fill, and I feel like they filled it. It is incredible. It's a lot of fun.
I agree. Totally agree. Love the movie.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So let's get into the spoilers, because I'm not sure how much more we can talk about the movie without spoiling things. So if you haven't seen it and you don't want anything spoiled, even the mid-credit and end-credit scene, we're going to talk about that, because talk about blowing your hair back. We're going to talk about that. So this is your opportunity. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for hanging in there. Thanks for being in the chat, guys. If you're still with us, if you haven't tuned out, because this isn't a live show, I promise you we're going to get back to it. We appreciate you being here. And we're giving you 3, 2, 1 to jump ship. And if you're still around now, we're going to get into the spoilers. So, one of the things that I wanted to say just now when I was talking about the tone of the film is that, but I don't feel like we could talk about it without spoiling it, is how it's really how oh man, crap! I lost my train of thought. I forgot what I was going to say. I lost my train of thought. I had a thought of
there was a lot. There was a lot.
I had a thought. I was like, oh wait, you can't really talk about that, and because that's kind of a spoiler. And now I don't remember what it was, but okay. Spoilery thoughts, go.
I love their direction with the Silver Surfer. I think it was realistic that Johnny. I'm hoping that they picked the female Silver Surfer because it's something different, and not because it was, Johnny was attracted to her, so he, put in the extra effort to try and figure out how to talk to her. Like those two, like I didn't really.
Do you think that's why they chose
I
Shala
don't
Ball
know.
over what's Silver Norin Rad?
Norin Rad, yeah, Norin Rad. I'm hoping that they wanted to do something different. I think that Julia Garner, I think her name is, did a fantastic job as the Surfer. Maybe I'm biased. I'm a fan of the actress, but I'm also a huge Silver Surfer fan. And
she's having a big summer too because she's got weapons coming out.
I can't wait. I thought it was this weekend. I'm so disappointed.
It's next week. It's the 8th.
Yeah.
But also Pedro Pascal. I mean, look, he's got this. He's got The Materialist with Chris Evans and
Eddington.
And then Eddington. Like he's got 3 movies in the theater at once. Like Jesus, dude. That's
Busy
crazy.
Man.
Busy man.
And all different movies. But yeah, I enjoyed the risks that they took to make it.
I never even thought about that. Like when you brought that up, that maybe they did it so that Johnny would have like a reason to try to connect with her. I just thought they did it because the last Fantastic Four movie to put the Silver Surfer in just put in the male version. But yeah, I mean, she's definitely a tragic. I mean, you get her backstory. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting to see her home planet. And
her.
I mean, they didn't put a lot of money into there's no budget really for that. It's just basically scenes of her and her child walking on the beach. There's no budget there. I mean, you're not seeing what her home world looked like.
Ever shown of the Surfer before. They kind of showed her, make that sacrifice to save the planet by becoming the Herald. So I think they made her more, more tragic and more, you see what.
I'm not familiar with her from the comics. I've never read any Shala Ball comics.
I haven't either. I did not know that they're, I didn't know. I had heard of her and I knew that she was the love interest of Norin Rad, but I didn't know that at some point she was the Surfer. I didn't know that.
Well, I mean, one of the things I wanted to talk about was I read recently and saw the post that all the shots of Galactus, that's all practical. Like
I didn't know that either. Yeah.
Ralph Ineson, the actor who's got a very distinct face and voice, that was a practical suit that he was in. And they just shot it in slow motion and shot it in a way to where he looked gigantic. And then, he's got, there are definitely some CG enhancements. Don't get me wrong, but for the most part, that's pretty dope.
That he was walking through, he had the suit on and he was walking through like a built city that was all white boxes, and they kind of CG'd the boxes to look like make them buildings. But yeah, so he felt that like he was walking in the suit, and it blows my mind that it was actually wearing the suit was super cool.
I thought the story that they decided to tell was great. Like I was trying to figure out why, like from the trailers, I'm sitting here trying to think like, what is the scenario where Galactus comes to Earth and like, how does he hop out of his ship or how does he move through space? I didn't even really think about him having a ship. I'm like, how does he travel through space? Is it like the Celestials that we've seen in like the Eternals? Like, is he just this gigantic being that just moves through space? And I was like, but then I'm like, oh no, he's got a ship. And like, where does he sit in this ship? How big is that ship if he's, piloting it? And then like, how is he going to hop out of the ship and like get on Earth? And like, how's that going to look? And like, is it going to look cheesy like a Godzilla movie? But it doesn't. Like they figure out a way to make it look really cool. Now, I mean, I think, people used to say, oh, well, look at Zack Snyder, how he destroyed all of the entire city with Superman and Zod fighting. Boy, I tell you what, I don't know what the property damage bill was for this, where Galactus is just walking down, like knocking buildings down, like just doesn't care. That was wild. You were talking earlier about the relationship between the Thing and Johnny. I loved their interactions, the way that they, I know what I was going to say now. I love their brotherhood, like the way they kind of rib one another, but
Yes,
it's all
they
love.
to his
It's
brother.
all.
Yes, it's all love. There was no,
It was so good.
hidden agendas, or there was none of that. Nothing negative, and I
Yeah,
love that.
they got along great.
Yeah.
So what I was going to talk about earlier, but didn't want to spoil it, was, so the movie opened. I wish more movies would open like this. Like so much fun, right? So the movie opens with so the Fantastic Four have been on Earth for 4 years. I'm sure that number wasn't chosen randomly, and people love them. And they're like, but just in case you don't know the Fantastic Four story, here is an update, like one of those old timey news updates where you saw them going into space and then coming
this
home.
is your life.
Right. Yeah. You never see them go through the radiation storm. You never see them get their powers or mutate or change or anything like that. You just see their ship crash land to Earth, and then you see they're in the ocean, and then news crews are rolling, helicopters are surrounding it, and then the Thing punches open the door. You see his arm.
Yeah.
So you don't really so you don't get that true but they kind of they went to space to smartest people on the planet and so I thought that was really cool. And then there's this montage of just all of the villains that they had fought.
That was fun. Yeah, like Mole Man and
man,
the guy, and there was a couple of different.
Apparently, John Malkovich played Red Ghost, who his minions were those monkeys.
Oh, okay.
And I think he actually,
I remember that. Yeah, I remember
filmed a scene, or maybe it was cut before they filmed it.
It's lightning quick. It's
there's only one shot of Reed kicking an orangutan off of a building.
Man, I loved.
Mole Man plays a big role.
Yes.
I forgot that guy's name. Hauser is his last name. I love him in Cobra Kai. And
that was hilarious.
Bunch of roles he's been in. He's always really good.
Yeah.
He plays an integral part of the film.
Yes.
At the end, they have somewhere they have to put all the people of New York very quickly, and they take them down to Subterranea.
Yeah, I want him to ask me.
He has to ask me.
He's like, give me some
butter that bread.
Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious.
I wanted to go back to Galactus really fast.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Galactus fan. So, when I saw the, rise of the Silver Surfer, I was so stoked. I was like, whoa, Surfer's here. He looks good. They got Doug Jones to play him. Good choice. He looks great, moves great. He's kind of flowing through his board, which I didn't really care for. But, and then Galactus, the cloud I was just like, why would you do that to me? Why would you do that to the fans that love this giant? If you can't do it right, don't do it. If you're not going to commit to creating Galactus as Galactus, then don't do it. Pick something else.
Right.
So my point is that a lot of these many of these superhero movies, for some reason, they don't use their big villains. We're going to save it. We're going to save it for the next. We're going to save it for Avengers. We're going to save it for. No, these guys went Galactus the first movie, and that is a plus. They could have did Mole Man the whole movie. That he could have been the main villain. It would have still been good, but they used the big daddy. They used the big villain. There's no other really villains in this other than Galactus and maybe Surfer, but they went home run. They were not. We don't want a ground ball. We want a home run.
See, I wonder if when they bought Fox and they got the rights back to Fantastic Four and they started kicking around the idea of who was going to be their villain, I'm pretty sure their first choice was Doctor Doom. Mm-hmm. And then when everything happened around Jonathan Majors and they lost Kang the Conqueror and they had to sort of abandon that storyline, the only thing that they could do at that moment is replace Kang with somebody better, replace that villain with another villain. And I think that became Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
And then I think at that moment, whoever was working, if it was Matt Shakman or who directed this film, whoever was in the writer's room for Fantastic Four was like, well, there went our villain. We were going to use. And I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure they had to have that conversation where Feige's like, no, we have to have this centralized villain that is played by a human that, you know, can be charismatic and fragile and vulnerable, but also be deadly and terrifying, the way that Jonathan Majors was as Kang. Um, and that's when they decided to do the whole Robert Downey Jr. thing and bring Doctor Doom, and then pin everything, the next two Avengers movies, on Doctor Doom, right? Like, even the next movie's called Doomsday, right? So then they're like, okay, well, who does that leave us? Like, we're not going to make Mole Man the main villain. So, like, who do we got? Like, and then I guess the only option left was like, well, I guess we're doing Galactus. You know, it's just like, I love that Galactus had to have been like their second. Like, I would love to know. Like, I wish somebody that worked at Marvel could tell me, was Galactus always going to be the villain? And then Doctor Doom?
Because Galactus is hard. Like, I mean, you can't like Kung Fu Galactus.
Right.
Like, the stakes are the highest. And maybe that's what they decided. They're like, these guys are saving the world. They're saving the whole world literally from getting eaten. So, you know,
and that's one of the things that I kind of hate about modern superhero movies. It's just like, every mission can't be saving the world. Like, we don't really need every time these guys show up it to be a life threat. I mean, like a world-ending, planet-ending scenario. Like, we can dial it back. Like, let's do a whole movie with Mole Man. Okay. Yeah, like, that would be fun. Like, it does, but you know, they were like, no, we're going to swing big. And I think when they got the go ahead with Galactus, I think that was like their sort of like carte blanche to just be like, okay, well, then we're swinging hard. Like, we're going retro. It's going to be 50s and 60s, and we're going to put the orangutans in there, and Mole Man, and like this like underground creature, and we're going to have Mr. Fantastic stretching all over the place. And like, I think it kind of opened them up to just be, all right, well, I guess we're just going to have a huge,
let's do it all, baby. Let's do it all. Yeah. And
I was kind of surprised.
Respected us by doing it.
Absolutely. They didn't dumb it down. Galactus looked like Galactus from the cartoons, or like from the comic books. Like, I got to tell you though,
look great.
I could not believe that they did a full-blown birth scene in outer space. I was like, I have never seen like a birth scene in 0G. Like, that's crazy. And I was like, how are they going to pull this off? Because it's got to still be Disney. Like, how are they going to pull this? And you just have to suspend disbelief for a little while. You know,
that was a neat birth too. That
was a pretty clean birth in 0G. But you know, like, who knew Johnny had the smarts to figure out a whole entire language and learn it? That was kind of surprising. Oh man. And then let's see. Man, I'm trying to think. Is there anything before we get to the ending that that I want to talk about as far as like spoilers? I guess I don't read modern Fantastic Four enough to know like what's going on with Franklin and why he's so special.
Yeah,
and why Galactus. I don't know what's going on there. So
I don't know if that's part of the comics. I know he was special or is special, and but I don't really know enough about him to say.
Yeah.
And I
can't tell you that I've read Fantastic Four comics since probably the 80s. So I don't know. Like, I don't know why he's so special. I thought that was kind of neat. Sue, I thought there for a second. Okay, so let me talk about this, because this is going to bring up what I want to talk about with Sue. I thought, because I think you and I talked about this, or maybe it was Scott that I talked to about it. I thought the movie had been I thought the mid-credit scene had been ruined for me. I was scrolling through Saturday night after the concert. I was in the hotel.
You mentioned
I was scrolling through on the phone, and I saw this clip, which looked a YouTube short that looked like it was a clip from the movie, and it had Sue Storm in it. And so I was like, oh, is there a new clip out? Like, I want to watch. I don't mind, you know, watching clips and trailers for movies. I can still watch that and enjoy the film when I go see it. I'm not somebody that has to go in zero, like wants to go in with no information. I want to know as much about it as possible. Like, I don't want all the spoilers. I'm not going to read the script if it leaked online, but I'm going to watch interviews with the writers and the directors. And like, I love all that kind of stuff. So like, I was like, okay, let me check it out. So I watched the clip, and immediately it cuts to Dr. Doom's face not Tony Stark, not Robert Downey Jr., but Dr. Doom's face, like after the thumbnail goes away, and he's brushing the blonde hair out of Franklin's face, and he goes, "You have no idea how powerful you are, or you have no idea what you mean to this world," or something along those lines. And I was like, "Damn it!" And I scrolled past it really quickly, and I was like, "I didn't want to see that. Now it's been spoiled."
Where did that come from?
It's not even real. I guess it was AI. It's not even real. Okay, but
I hate AI.
But here's the thing: the photograph as the thumbnail of Sue sitting on the couch is from the actual end scene. It is from the mid-credits scene where she's reading to Franklin on the couch. It's like, what, 4 years later? He's 4 years old now.
Yes.
And so it was from that. So in my mind, when she died, I was like, well, she's going to have to come back, because I've seen the mid-credit scene and she's sitting there reading to, I know she's back. Like, right. How is she going to come back? And when she didn't come back, I was like, oh, they got me. I was like, okay, she's dead. Like, maybe that's going to be a different Sue in a different universe, and maybe that's what's happening and that's what's going on. Because we know, like, have you seen the end of the Thunderbolts? Have you seen Thunderbolts?
Yes, but they didn't bring that up in this movie.
Yeah.
Other dimensions, but he can transport stuff. So I think there's something there with that. Like, they had to figure out how they're going to get to another Earth.
Right. I mean, honestly, going into this movie after seeing, if you haven't seen Thunderbolts, we're going to spoil that now too. If you're here for spoilers, you're getting spoiled. At the end of Thunderbolts, they become the new Avengers. And the asterisks now on Thunderbolts meant Thunderbolts, asterisks, the new Avengers. That's what the asterisks meant, new Avengers. So they are the new Avengers. And at the end, they're in the new Avengers Tower. They get a little blip, a little warning. Boop, 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 boop. Something's coming into Earth's atmosphere. They switch to satellite cam A, and they look, and then all of a sudden, entering atmosphere from a wormhole is a Fantastic Four. It's a ship with 4 thrusters. And then they're like, what is that? And then as the ship kind of rotates in space, you see the Fantastic Four logo on it. And that's the tease at the end of Thunderbolts. And you're like, ooh, yeah. Fantastic Four have shown up in our universe, the Marvel universe that we know. I guess that's a spoiler we didn't talk about, is that this doesn't take place in our universe. It doesn't take place in the Marvel universe that every Marvel movie has ever taken place in. This takes place on a different Earth, Earth 828, which didn't we find out at the end was Jack Kirby's birthday, like August 28th. Yeah. That was the guy who created, the artist from, So, man, everybody in the chat's like, man, Mark is so wrong. Like, he just has all of his stuff is like, how does this idiot get on YouTube? I don't know. So I thought going into this movie, what was going to happen was and I even told my family, I was like, I think Galactus is going to win. I think he's going to destroy Earth. I think it's going to end with them not being able to stop him, and they blast off in a spaceship and go through a wormhole.
Very Empire Strikes Back and dark. I would take that. You know, they
traveled and they came to this Earth, and they're like, we have to warn you at what's coming. There's Galactus. He's going to hop from universe to universe. And if he comes here, he's going to destroy this Earth too. Like, when he finds out there's a whole new universe of Earths to destroy or planets to destroy, he's going to come here. And I thought that's how they were going to wind up. But they don't do that. Like, there is no connection whatsoever to what happened in the Thunderbolts. We have no idea what that ship is, but it is a different ship. Because they make very plainly, you can plainly see that in this movie, their ship has 3 thrusters. The new ship in the Thunderbolts has 4 thrusters. So that's been like kind of confirmed, and you can check it out. But yeah, so spoiler alert, mid-credits scene, it's 4 years later, Sue is reading to Franklin. She goes into the kitchen to find a book. She's asking Herbie where's Franklin's favorite book, and she comes back, and Dr. Doom, you never see him from the front, is bent down, and he's kind of like touching him and like patting his shoulder or something like that, or I don't remember what he was doing, and holding his mask. His mask was off. And she's ready to go, and then it cuts. And you're like, holy crap. And this is, Fantastic Four will return in Doomsday, Avengers Doomsday. And we've heard that Reed Richards is probably going to be the new leader of the Avengers, which I can totally see him filling that role. I can see him filling that Tony Stark role.
Right.
Go ahead.
Going to Secret Wars, which is the part 2 to Doomsday. Yeah. And for people that know or have read Secret Wars, like, how the hell Are they going to do that? Like, are they going to have, you know, the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, you know, Cap, the Avengers? Like, I mean, some people are not alive anymore, but how are they going to, I mean, I can't imagine. So like the first Avengers Endgame and Infinity War had all these heroes, but like Secret Wars is almost the same, or if not bigger than that. So, and it's
Yeah.
on a different world. Galactus is not even the main villain. Like
Right.
it boggles my mind, this undertaking that they're,
Yeah.
you know, I'm like, I can't even.
Well, we can end with this because I know we've gone on too long, but we can end with this. I believe it was last weekend, Disney held like an investors thing, and they had a lot of press there. Kevin Feige was there on site taking questions from the press, answering a lot of questions, and he kind of laid out the plan. He kind of laid out like Disney's, like Marvel's plan for the next several years. And he's basically has gone on record as saying like, Doomsday and then into Secret Wars. Secret Wars is basically going to end the Marvel universe as we know it. He's like, it's everybody is kind of up, like their contracts are up, everybody's kind of done. And he's like, it's going to be a nice end point of everything that we've done. Everything's going to culminate into the Secret Wars, and then after that, you know, it's going to be time to hand the reins over to other actors. So you're going to have like, apparently it's going to reset the MCU, so we can have Captain America back again. It's not going to be Chris Evans. You know, we can get a new Thor. We can get a new Hulk. You know, we're going to see where, you know, we're going to see where it goes. It'll be a massive reset. I think people were also saying, well, is that when you're going to take off? Is that when Kevin Feige leaves? He's like, I don't know. I want to make movies. I want to make fun movies until I can't anymore. So who knows if he's going to stick around after that, or if he'll go with it and hand the reins over to somebody else. But what is that? That's Doomsday is like December 26th or something. And then Secret Wars like December 27th or 28th. Yeah, I don't know. Like, so are we just only 2 years down the road from all this?
But is there other Marvel movies in between those two?
Oh yeah, there's a lot. So I mean, and they've got movies planned after. I mean, we already know like they've got dates for after. But it kind of sounded like he was basically saying this is going to be the massive reset. Like it'll all be kind of over with Secret Wars, and then everything kind of gets to start over and start fresh and start new. I mean, it's been over. What, 10 years? It's been 12 years of Marvel movies now. So 11 years, something like that. So maybe it's time.
And I think it's good. There's nothing wrong with rebooting or starting over. People get older, people lose interest, or, you know, whatever. And it's nice. Like Superman, it started with a younger actor, you know, instead of picking a 40-year-old Henry Cavill, they started the series over. And they picked a young, you know, corn sweat.
Yeah. Sometimes as you're kind of sometimes you get to be a victim of your own success. And I've heard of writers, artists, whatever, writing themselves into a corner. And, you know, like you write in a movie, you know, Black Widow gives like the ultimate sacrifice, or Captain America gives the ultimate sacrifice, and they sacrifice themselves to win, to save the day, to save Earth, blah, blah, blah. But now the problem is now you don't have Captain America. Okay. That's great. That made for a great moment. And, you know, we have some fantastic Chris Evans moments, but now Cap's gone. And all we've got is the Aldi Captain America, right? Like that's all we got left is
and
that
does that draw interest? Does that bring people in to see, you know, this other actor as Captain America?
Yeah. People want to see Chris Evans.
Or
so
Black
sometimes
Widow, you know?
You write yourself into a corner, and sometimes you can't get yourself out. I remember reading one time, or maybe listening to an interview with Robert Kirkman, who was like, I never knew that The Walking Dead was going to be a smash hit comic. He's like, if I had known that and known going in that we would do over 100 issues of this comic before we stopped, he's like, I never would have cut Rick's freaking hand off in like issue 2 or 3. He's like, I thought we'd get 12 runs, 6, maybe 12, and it'd be over and done with. And I had no idea. And he's like, if I had known that, there's no way I would have cut his hand off. He's like, because that screwed me for the rest of the run. Like for 130 more issues. Like, that screwed me up.
Right.
And he's like, I never would have done that. And so, yeah, sometimes you make creative decisions that you can't get yourself out of. And the only thing to do is, just throw the baby out with the bathwater. And, we'll see how that goes.
And I'm okay with that. I don't mind, as long as they respect the fans. I don't mind. I'm there for the ride. Brian has said it before. I just enjoy the popcorn movies, the comic book movies. Just respect the property, respect us and our intelligence, and we'll show up. Give us a good story. Hire good writers, hire good directors, and good actors, and we will continue to show up. We're not going until we die. I'm still gonna watch these. I'm still thwipping, even if I've got carpal tunnel and me and you are in walkers. I'm still still there for it.
Absolutely, 100%. And I'm glad that whoever's still sticking around at almost 2 hours stuck around to listen to a toy podcast, a toy show, talk about movies.
We love you guys. We love the people that
we don't talk about movies often. We kind of saved it for Fantastic Four and Superman. We'll make sure it's all toy related in the future. But these two were special. We needed to talk about them. Yeah. Well, thank you guys for sticking with us. Thank you for this very long extra episode. Greg, thank you for doing this on a Wednesday night. Man. I know you've got other things to do. Love you too, man. Shout out to all the people in the chat that were with us earlier.
Thank you guys.
Still now. And I promise you, yes, we're getting back to live shows.
Don't cry. Yeah. We will be back.
Yep. We want to get back to doing these live on Saturday mornings too. So does my family, because, I'm not interrupting their midweek, activities.
I need some dinner.
I know. I have not eaten either. So let's go grab dinner, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Here comes Nova. Thank you guys. Take care.
Bye, Nova.